Alright guys, what's going on? This is part 2 of the video of the downfall of Mike AMIRI. In the first part I kind of did a little background on the fact I've been into jeans for about 25 years. I've been collecting these Mike AMIRIs for about 5 years. I have a lot of knowledge. I spent a lot of time, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours looking and dissecting these jeans and kind of figuring everything out and obviously wearing them too. But yeah, this video is going to be about the downfall of Mike AMIRI. This is going to be part 2. So everything kind of starts from the beginning, right? And there's this thing in corporate America, this saying that they say, which is the tone at the top. So whatever the tone at the top is, like the CEO and the people there, that whole, and how they behave, that whole thing trickles down to everyone else, right? So this is Mike AMIRI now, and you might not think of anything here, but you can kind of see he's kind of like, he has this little bit of like somber look, kind of like almost depressed. And here you could see how happy he is. This is before he blew up. This is right after his Maxfield drop. He's doing his first Paris show. And again, I'm a little bit under the weather, so please excuse that. But anyway, let's get right into it. Let's see what he talked about before and how he perceived himself, and then we're gonna follow on through here and see how he's perceiving himself now.
So where am I right now?
Hi, I'm Mike AMIRI. You are in my showroom in Paris during Men's Fashion Week. This is the first time we're showing internationally the collection. We originally launched last year in Maxfield.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we decided from the jump that we would stay exclusive with Maxfield for almost the first year, and there was no better pot to plant our seed in than with Sarah and Tommy. And
How did you start? You grew up in LA?
yeah, I grew up in Los Angeles. I was really into like punk rock culture there, and a lot of my influences come from just growing up around Hollywood Boulevard and walking around. I spent so much time with my friends at night walking around because my parents both worked. So a lot of my aesthetics came from just hanging out with these kids on the street and just being like a punk pretty much. But little by little, my tastes were kind of shaped around that. And as I grew up and I started to learn fashion and really study and figure things out, after many years of trying to figure it out, I learned to execute at a better level. So what's really interesting about this brand is you have these 100-year-old fashion houses that are really influenced from Los Angeles and rock culture and punk culture, and they go ahead and make it in these Parisian ateliers. They make it in Italy. I was like this punk kid who eventually learned how to execute at a Parisian level through many years. So it's not even my influence, it's me. So I'm able to express that, but can still hang with these houses, which is amazing to me.
How many seasons? 2?
Yeah.
3?
So we're gonna stop it here, but you could see kind of how humble he is and reserved, and he's kind of still in disbelief of like, how things took off from him. You could see the humbleness in him, right? And this is kind of like, people gravitated to this, like when this is what he was back then. And this is an old video. We're talking about 9 years now. People gravitated to that. Anyone did. They're like, shit, I was there too at one point in my life. And now if we click over here and we look at him now, just look and listen and see the body language.
Really going to be my last try at this, It was such an endeavor, and it was so much risk involved, and it was so personal that if I put my name on it, it would have to be really good.
In 1989, a 13-year-old with a denim jacket in Hollywood, California, had an idea. Mike AMIRI combined a love of his neighborhood's unique culture with a gift for creative problem solving and a vision for the future of luxury, creating the most explosive new fashion house of the 21st century. Fueled by twin obsessions with craftsmanship and continuous evolution, AMIRI has grown his namesake from an assortment of 6 items to a global brand that generates $250 million in annual.
Did you guys hear that? Did you hear when he said 6 items? Like, that's what he was doing before. Everything was limited. very, very, very small productions, right? And even in the beginning of the video, like, you know, because he's successful now, right? And you can hear the cockiness that he's like, you know, if I knew that if I'm gonna make a brand, I'm gonna put my name on it. It just has to be good, you know, which is different from the Mike Amira of back in the day, where he's just like, you know, I was just hanging out on the street, you know, I was part of the culture, and I just everything from that I expressed into the clothing, and I'm just so blessed to be part of, like, next to these other big fashion houses, you know. So right then and there, you can kind of see and you can hear even from this Bloomberg originals thing. Um, so yeah.
Revenue. And it all started with one idea.
So anyway, we're gonna pause the video here because, like I said, I have to make this multiple part video. But I will see you on the next one shortly.